Sebastian Vettel believes he has the race pace to overhaul polesitter Valtteri Bottas at the Brazilian GP and is confident of ending Ferrari's win drought. The Scuderia have yet to secure a victory since the summer break, a run stretching back to July's Hungarian GP, but appear to have a strong chance of stopping that streak at Interlagos, particularly after Lewis Hamilton's dramatic crash. Bottas performed admirably in his Mercedes teammate's absence and snatched pole by 0.03 of a second from Vettel, but will have to keep an eye out for two eager Ferraris into turn 1. Hamilton crashes out in qualifying. Mercedes bus robbed at gunpoint. Bottas on pole after Hamilton crash, and while Vettel admitted he chickened out on his final lap in Q3 and was disappointed not to improve his opening time, he was confident Ferrari's pace in heavy fuel conditions would leave him in good stead for Sunday's race. "Our long run looked good, especially compared to Valtteri, so let's see what happens," Vettel, who will start ahead of teammate Kimi Räikkönen, said. "We are a lot closer than we were on Friday, and I think tomorrow we should have a good race car." Driver team average time: Max Verstappen Red Bull 113.127, Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 113.449, Sebastian Vettel Ferrari 113.505, Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 113.596, Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 113.722, Kimi Räikkönen Ferrari 113.726. Driver team average time: Lewis Hamilton Mercedes 112.612, Sebastian Vettel Ferrari 112.992, Valtteri Bottas Mercedes 113.227, Daniel Ricciardo Red Bull 113.510, Kimi Räikkönen Ferrari 113.597, Max Verstappen Red Bull 113.769. An added subplot to the battle between Vettel and Bottas is the fight for second place in the Drivers' Championship, with the four-time world champion leading the Finn by just 15 points in the standings. The primary target is to win, and that should do well for points in the battle for second, added Vettel. After a disappointing Friday's practice, Ferrari seemed to dial in their car for P3 and qualifying and improved significantly to battle Mercedes. But they were still ultimately thwarted by a rejuvenated Bottas, who had been in close range of Hamilton all weekend before the world champion span off into the barriers on his first flying lap in Q1. Lewis Hamilton made an early exit from the Brazilian GP qualifying session after crashing his Mercedes into the wall on his out lap, bringing out the red flag. Lewis Hamilton made an early exit from the Brazilian GP qualifying session after crashing his Mercedes into the wall on his out lap, bringing out the red flag. "We've been working hard on the issues," Bottas admitted. "I know there were many difficult races for me, but I managed to learn from those, just solving every issue one at a time, going deep into myself if I needed to change anything. The last 3 races, every time has been a step up. Hard work will always pay off. It's going to be important to have a good clean race tomorrow, but it will not be easy as they are quick as well." Ted Kravitz gives his thoughts on Saturday's qualifying session at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Ted Kravitz gives his thoughts on Saturday's qualifying session at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Could Red Bull make it a stunker of a race? With light rain falling intermittently at Interlagos, Saturday's qualifying session took place in markedly different conditions to what is expected come lights out. And though Red Bull could only manage 4th on the grid through Max Verstappen, with Daniel Ricciardo taking a grid penalty, they're holding a race day card up their sleeve as they look for a 3rd win in 5. It's due to be a bit hotter, and if that's the case, Mercedes tend to struggle a bit more in the heat than others, team boss Christian Horner told Sky F1. If Valtteri converts his pole into a lead, then it could be a really exciting Grand Prix, because Ferrari are always pretty strong on a Sunday and Max is really fired up at the moment. It could be a stunker. Brazilian GP schedule live on Sky Sports F1 Sunday November 122, 30 p.m. Brazilian GP Track Parade live 3 p.m. Brazilian GP Pit Lane live 3:30 p.m. Brazilian GP Race Build-Up live 4 p.m. The Brazilian Grand Prix live 6:30 p.m. Brazilian GP Paddock live. 2017 title race may be over, but the racing definitely isn't. Get set for Mercedes v Ferrari v Red Bull in the Brazilian GP live only on Sky Sports F1. The race begins at 4 p.m. on Sunday. Want to watch but not got Sky F1? Buy a Now TV Pass from £6.99.